Hello. Yes, I'm in front of a canvas. Why? Because we're about to do some painting. I thought it'd be fun to merge my painter self and my writer self together. So today, I'm going to share how the writing process has been going for book 2 of the Modrigo Chronicles in paint form. Last week I had a bit of a writing crisis and I posted this picture, probably over on Substack, without any comment whatsoever. This book 2 of the Modrigo Chronicles, was not going so well. First thing I do is I make a mind map in my iPad. So I'm going to just demonstrate that. Our starting point. Are there spoilers to that? Maybe. And as this is a storyline where two storylines are merging, book with two storylines are merging, here's where it comes out here. Some of our friends from here appearing. And of course, there are lines connecting all of these. And then came the process of writing. When I was writing this, it was very much, okay, go to K, which I do like letters to show, K to show that I have to go to a different page to pick up where I'm adding in a huge chunk of text. And then you go back to that page that you were originally from, and then you go to the next one, and then it was like, I'm sure this is TM'd, but it was like choose your own adventure, and it was just actually a complete bramble instead of a legible path. So I also needed help unbrambling that because I was getting completely messed up, and there was no way I was going to handwrite it a second time just to get everything in the right order. And I was running out of plot before I could get to here, which is like a whole year later. The first book, A Grail for Idathea, finishes toward the end of April of 1814. And the second book was supposed to pick up around February, March of 1815. Like, that's nearly a whole year. And I thought I had enough plot to cover it, and I wrote about 50 pages and realized, no, I don't have enough plot to cover it. And I thought, well, I'll just skip all that time and we'll just jump to the beginning and I'll just catch people up on the way, like little flashbacks here and there. So I thought about erasing it all. I thought about that. I've collected some writing prompts, one from a lovely Lighthouse member, Melanie, and then publications I follow have writing prompts as well, so I dug back into those archives and pulled some out. So the plan is, I've printed them out. I'm going to cut them up into strips, fold them up, and pull them out at random, because while I have decided that the story is going to start a year later after the end of the last book, I still need to know what happened in the year between the end of the last book and the beginning of the next, because it affects the characters and their relationships. It affects the goals of the book. Yes, so I'm going to draw some prompts at random and we'll see where they take me, and hopefully that will get me to a place where I know what's happened in the year between 1814 and 1815 when the story picks up again, and I'll have them there for backfill as needed. come up with a timeline to what happened at the end of what I had planned to what needed to start. But there was another relationship that was very much up in the air. And where do I leave it? Are they together? Are they apart? It's complicated. Like, how would that be? And then I'm like, okay, so I figured, I'm not going to tell you, but I figured out what point I wanted them to be at. And then I'm like, you, the reader, won't get to see that romance. And it's kind of what you signed up for, along with the sea dragons. So what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Well, I wanted to erase all of it. I wanted to just like... That's how the writer crisis felt. So what I did was I replotted. I did some good old-fashioned, okay, this happens, how does character A feel about it, how does character B feel about it, what is the aftermath, the consequences, and then basically plotted out a whole other novel. Well, I still plan to write the first draft. Second draft is going to happen in Scrivener. So I have taken what I have written. I'm in the process of typing it into Scrivener. And I have set up a Scrivener file that is all the books within the Mordrega Chronicles, although I haven't put them all in yet. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. So all the books in the Mordrega Chronicles are there. And so I have just like a whole list of scenes, typing this into Scrivener and seeing where the gaps are. There's like a place in Scrivener where you can make notes to yourself to go like, okay, check this. What about that earlier scene? That kind of thing. Because I have written a couple of scenes twice over, not knowing that I'd already discussed that particular topic and it did not need to be discussed again. Oh no. Yeah, so once I've got what I've written sorted out, then I can start dropping in the plotting scene cards, and then I can go back and then write the rest of it. And I'm still going to write it here because it's still like work. If I type it into the computer, I said this will be the fun part. I will hopefully be able to print out like a list of scenes and just go from there to do scenes. I think I can do that. Yeah, I can work that out later. I spent almost a whole day learning how to use Scrivener, and I still haven't got it all quite figured out, but enough to be getting on with. Well, once we're here, we're good to go, because I've written that already somewhere else in a different version. And voila, order out of chaos. Still left things just a little airy-fairy. Stuff might happen in here that I don't know exactly. I have some thoughts. I don't know exactly what's going to happen there. Then hopefully, because I will have Scrivener, I will be able to just write the new scenes. There's a couple of new scenes, one right at the very beginning, in fact. And then I've put all the scenes I've written in order, and now I'm just going to continue in an orderly flow. Thanks to Scrivener. And so, because I have plotted this out, I am able to write nice new stuff here. That, well, that was almost a spoiler. Makes perfect, beautiful sense to me, if nobody else. And we'll eventually get to this point right here, and we will be in the manuscript that is mostly written, but it has to do a fair bit of rewrites to meld this earlier storyline into it. So that is me, a writer, painting my writing process. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So I invite you to subscribe now. projectstarfish.substack.com. I kept Project Starfish is so much more easier to say than Mordrega. So go over there, you just need your email, because it's like an email newsletter. If you want to do the behind the scenes chat and to comment on each of the posts, you'll need to sign up for a Substack account. They just need your email address and you need to make up a password for that. Easy peasy. And you can use their app or go onto the website. And as usual, please like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and if you want your notifications to go nuts, and then click that notification bell as well. If not, just be sure to come back and check the YouTube. May you have a sea dragony wonderful day, and look forward to seeing you here next time.